Hi, everyone. Welcome to Coaching and Life. And thank you for joining us today. With me today, I have Samantha Grinder, I have Brian C. Dunn, and Sheila Hart. And what we're going to talk about is the changes that are happening in the world today. Yesterday, I overheard Solace speak about the changes that is occurring and people are changing faster than ever. And what he said was that we are forever changed in how we do, in what we feel, and how we will act going forward. No matter where we are, no matter where you are in the world, can you align with the changes and the challenges and opportunities that you face? And what does it mean to have a coach in your pocket or right behind you? I'm going to hand over to Sheila and ask you, Sheila, what does it mean for you to be able to have a life coach with you?
Well, a life coach, they'll help to give direction. Because a lot of time in our lives, things get so chaotic and we just can't see the forest for the trees. They help me to get beyond those trees, to be able to see things clearly and to be able to focus. So that way now I can see things a whole lot better. I can see it from a different perspective. And so that means I can come up with things that I wouldn't have thought of before to move forward, to keep progressing.
What are you personally thinking about the next 3 years with the coronavirus where we are right now?
Well, the next 3 years, only thing that I can be for certain of is that I will be in control of me. I may not can be in control of nothing else or anybody else, but I can be in control of me. What I say, what I do, how I respond, how I act, it doesn't matter what comes up or what happens. I know I can change that outcome. And that's very important to me. And so then that way, knowing I can deal with my situations, and guess what? I can handle my finances a whole lot better. I can deal with my relationships a whole lot better. I can be a better mother, a better friend, just an overall better person for me.
And at the end of the day, really that's all that matters, is that we feel good about things that we do when we go to bed.
Yes.
Anyone wants to meet Sheila, she has her own forums. Welcome to reach out to her and join. Samantha, where are you with the next 3 years? What are your thoughts on everything that's happening with the corona and opportunities that is coming towards us?
Yeah, thank you, Barrett. What a great question to keep the focus forward and not on where we're coming from. We can learn from that. And as coaches and being around these beautiful coaches, I love this opportunity to, like Sheila was saying, look at the bigger picture, look at the grand idea, look at those dreams. We can focus backwards and where we've been and learn from that. However, we can get stagnant there. And looking forward the next 3 years is hopefully seeing more and more people advocating for themselves and advocating for their own growth. And that includes reaching out and saying, hey, I need help. And that's okay to need help. It's okay to want and appreciate a sounding board to help cultivate questions like Sheila was saying there. Like Barrett says, Brian brings up all the time. We're not the only ones. And when we have an extra voice to mirror back, to respect back, to advocate back, growth is exponential because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And so as coaches, with coaches, we always have a tool so that no matter what happens, we're prepared to be our best selves. Because like Sheila said, that is all we can do, is be our best selves. Only one of me.
I think that's amazing, Samantha. And everyone listening up, Samantha also has her own forum at Coaching and Life where you're welcome to join her. And trust me, she will kickstart you every day. Brian, you've been on a course, and you and we spoke a little bit earlier about aligning why feedback is so important. What are you thinking now with the next 3 years? How can we move forward in these uncertain times?
You know, as actually, I want to talk for a moment about what Sheila and Samantha both said about, they're not worried about it because they're going to be able to be flexible enough to meet whatever needs that come along. And that's what having the coaching and the support around you will do. When we talk about the next 3 years, 3 years, 5 years, 2 weeks, if we're flexible, we have that, neuroplasticity, we're able to go with the flow. We're going to be able to tackle anything that comes along. But what we're coping with now is that COVID-19 has changed the way we do things, as a lot of major world incidents do. And people will say, well, we need to go back to normal, but we're not going to be able to go back to the old way of doing things. During this past year and a half, things have changed dramatically. And even the people who claim that they want to go back to do things the way they were, still mentally, subconsciously, are kind of following the new protocols. People are doing more online. We become more accustomed and comfortable working online and interacting with people online. We want things immediately. We want things now. We want to build connections and loyalty with people a lot quicker. And the way that we do that, especially over the next 3 years when we're looking at our overall plans, is feedback. We kind of sound like a broken record, but you cannot make valid and valuable decisions without information. Otherwise, we're just, fumbling blindly. So being able to get feedback from our clients, from our vendors, from our employees is of paramount importance. And when we use the feedback appropriately, that is going to help us be in compliance, build alignment, allow people to use life coaching and business development and personal and professional growth appropriately and effectively. If you don't do that, you're going to go back to doing things the old ways and you're going to get left behind. And while there may be a small market that continues to do well with the old way, the old mentalities, it's just not going to be conducive for future business and future personal and professional interaction. And by the way, if you want to work with me, I'm on the forums also.
And yes, you are, Brian.
I am on the forums. Isn't that crazy? That's wonderful. So thank you for the opportunity to share that, Barrett. Thank you.
There was one thing that I really wanted to say, Brian, or ask you about. Why is it that you see a difference? Why is it that the corona has changed so much? Me personally, if I speak for that, I don't think that I have experienced anything where change has impacted so many people so fast. And when we speak about going back to where we were, but that created corona, do we ever want that again? I am just...
Your question's a really valid one. And a lot of us, we've gotten so accustomed to it with the internet and with social media. If we had the coronavirus 100 years ago, it'd be a whole different dynamic. We don't have access to a lot of misinformation, as well as information. But things have to change. It's the evolution of society. It's the evolution of business. And certain things create these opportunities for us as we go along. 9/11 was one that changed the way we did business. We had to. Different, world leaders that have come in have changed the way we've done business. And I'm talking all over the world. So to say, well, we want to do it the old way, technically there really was no old way, because we've had to change to meet our needs. And like you said, Barrett, coronavirus has affected everybody, no matter where you're at in the world. And you're right. If we go back to doing things the old way, those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it, right? That's the expression. So yeah, it's such a worldwide life-altering event. And to not learn from it would be folly.
Devastating. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. It's been wonderful to have this opportunity to speak with Samantha, Sheila, and Brian. All and in that order, ladies first today. And everyone, right now we're promoting the forums at coachingandlife.com. Look at a training forum if you have a topic that's worrying your mind and you need clarity. We're trying right now to promote the forums to give people a free and clear mind to achieve even better going forward. Go to coachingandlife.com. We look forward to seeing you. Have a great day.